It's not just their protective shell and cage. Their wild paint jobs are designed to intimidate. Incredibly, back in the 1960s, the first goalies to wear masks were ridiculed by fans who viewed them as a sign of weakness. Today, though, ice hockey goalie masks are all about putting on a brave face. These masks allow the goaltender to play it safe, so they're far less likely to be sidelined by a serious injury. Production begins with a plaster mold of an average person's face. The mouth hole is plugged with plasticine. This ensures that the mold won't leak when it's filled with plaster of Paris. It's left to dry for half an hour. Then, the initial mold is pulled off to reveal the solid impression. Plasticine is pressed onto strategic areas. This mimics the foam safety guards that cushion every mask. The final result is called a plug, and it will be used to make a two-part compression mold. After a black sealer is applied, it's polished smooth, eliminating imperfections that would be visible on the mold that will be made from it. Over at another station, fiberglass fabric is unrolled and cut into sheets, which are layered. A pattern is drawn on the top sheet. Spacing the shapes closely together minimizes waste. The goal is to create 100 masks from one roll of material. A disc cutter slices through 25 layers of the fiberglass fabric. Then, various composite fabrics are stacked, including several fiberglass ones and patches of Kevlar for reinforcement. Kevlar can absorb so much impact, it's used to make bulletproof vests. More fabric is placed over the Kevlar. An epoxy resin is spread onto each layer. They are draped over a mold that's been made from the plug. And the material is smoothed to eliminate air pockets, as they are then layered and glued. The ragged edges are trimmed away. Then, the inside portion of the mold is placed into the outside one. The wet fabric is now sandwiched between two mold pieces. A 1-ton press is lowered to compress the layers of fabric, as the resins between them continue to form a bond. Clamps are added to keep things tight. After 20 minutes, the laminated fiberglass shell is prized from the mold. The shell is now extremely rigid. It's the raw form of a goalie mask, but it still needs a lot of work, so it's over to the trimming and grinding station. A trim jig is placed over the shell. A high-speed router is used to cut an opening for the cage. The flash is sliced off with a disc grinder. The edges are sanded and ground. Holes are drilled, which will be used to attach various fasteners. Larger holes are carved out. These aid ventilation and reduce the mask's weight. The mask is almost complete, but it still needs a snazzy paint job.